Well, thanks for joining us through the 4 videos. This is the 4th of the series, How Each Type Naturally Expresses Their Gifts. And we are now finishing up with the gift of perfecting in the experience of a Type 4. And I'll just preface this with this reminder of what Type 4 energy's natural movement is. It's more linear. It has a quality of being focused, and it naturally creates balance, symmetry, and efficiency. So a Type 4's actually, the perfecting is a response to being able to step back, observe the bigger picture, to notice very quickly where there are inefficiencies or imbalances, where there can be refinement applied or something could be perfected as a response to what they are then noticing as those imbalances or inefficiencies. And so this can be a beautiful gift, or can, like any gift, can be just an interference in a way if it is too much. So Deborah, I'm really looking forward to how you experience this day to day, because I'm giving a kind of general application, but what does that look like in a day-to-day experience?
Well, to start with what you were describing, that's something that gives us Type 4s comfort and joy to perfect things. It's something that we also like to see reflected in the other people. We see it as a sense of service, of helping many times. But for me in the day-to-day, it happens almost in every aspect of my life, and to some extent. But one of the things that I was thinking of was on Sundays. Our family has a sit-down Sunday dinner, and all of the family comes, and all the kids know that we have certain dishes and goblets and all that we use for that meal, and the table needs to be set a certain way. And it's not so much that it has to be there because mom says, it's more because it's a tradition that we've established. And my way of perfecting is to make sure that it's done correctly, and bringing that joy to the family and the enjoyment of that Sunday dinner event. And the kids all look forward to coming home, or the ones that are home, they know what to expect and look forward to that. Again, it's become a tradition and something that they enjoy. And so
that's not necessarily applied to every meal.
No.
Every
not
dinner.
At all. Oh.
Well, no, that's important to notice the difference, because if you held that standard, and that your children now understand that particular event supports a certain environment to create a certain experience, they look forward to it. Because if they felt it was something that was just, that's the right way and any other way's the wrong way. Let's just say it's your preferred way.
Right.
It's your preference that it be a certain way. And so that when you express that the right way to do it is according to your preference, because of this bigger picture outcome you want to create a certain tradition and environment experience. Because if it weren't understood by your children, they wouldn't want to come back to Sunday dinner when they're 30. They go like, I hate Sunday dinner. It was never right.
I was always so stressed. No, and
I never put the goblet on correctly. See, but that's really important for that to be understood with managing your natural gifts, so that it is a gift.
Right. And again, I see it as a service to the family, and with the reflective tendency that we Type 4s have, I love to see the joy that comes from the family, the memories that are created, everything that transpires from that experience. Right. And that's just one example.
No, I guess a good example, because you want to kind of pick and choose. Yeah, I would think you'd have to pick and choose where you apply this, because if you try to do it with everything, you live in a world where people don't have that same idea of what's right, or what's preferred.
Right.
That's where those negative labels get applied.
Yeah, and we try to incorporate everyone's tastes, likes, energies into everything, into every aspect of all that we do. Yeah. But and because of energy profiling, our family has gotten to the point that we understand and honor each other's energy. And able to.
They probably like that it's really nice, and
they do.
They're the beneficiary of your gift.
Yeah, and they bring friends over, and the friends talk about, I love coming here. I love
So using your gifts, and that would be applied to every video we've had. So people are the beneficiary of your gift rather than feeling a negative effect from your natural tendency.
It's a control issue or something. Yeah. No, definitely a gift.
So Michelle, in your world, how do you practice that function of perfecting or refining? Where is that a priority?
I've noticed that I don't perfect a whole lot. I do like to have pictures and mirrors straight. That really bothers me.
And probably
If it's
things
not,
tidy and
things tidy,
organized. And
yeah, just because it's more harmonious and it feels better.
Uh-huh.
But as far as my everyday life, I really don't perfect a whole lot.
like in your skills that you develop, there's a quality of, I would think for in the type, you want to be really good at anything, super efficient, and if you pursue a
Expert.
talent
Yeah.
or a
Right.
hobby that you
Right.
want to perfect that,
Right.
where you just probably enjoy
I just
the
wanna-
experience.
Yeah,
without that being such a big feature of it.
yeah. And in my refashioning, I don't perfect things.
And what is that? Explain what that is when you
Well,
refashion.
like when I paint a pair of shoes, or when I do something like that, when I sew a project, I wish that I had more perfecting skills with that. But it's funny because when Cheryl asked me to paint a pair of shoes for her last year, and it kind of stressed me out because I thought she's very particular. I wanted to do such a good job for her, so she was happy with it. Didn't think, okay, what about that little spot? What about that little spot? So I definitely took my time and made sure that it was as perfect as it could be, as far
way
as
of
how I could
honoring.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in honor of her.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
honor of hers.
Yeah.
Because I knew that it mattered to her, but it doesn't matter as much to me. If I get
Yeah.
a little, if I am painting my wall and I get a little paint on the ceiling, it's fine, unless it's really glaring
Yeah.
and then it's going to be uncomfortable to look at. But you say,
So-
okay, that's good enough.
I in projects in that, I'd say I'm not as concerned about it being as refined or perfect. So especially if it were like painting I'm going to hire someone because I want the outcome of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want the benefit of that without having to apply myself to create it, because it's too tedious for me. It takes way too much focus
Too
in
much
big
time.
projects. Like if I quilt or something, I'm okay if the edge is off, a quarter of an inch. I have like a wiggle room for it's good enough. But yet in other areas, I have a priority that I want certain things to be the best. Like, I probably apply that more in my professional career, that
Yeah.
I want people to have the best experience possible learning energy profiling. I want to teach you how to perfect this. It's why I'm so liberal with the content. Most of my energy profiling content that's in video form or online, aside from the books, is free.
Right.
Because I want you to make this useful to you. What about you? and your-
I agree with that 100%. I like to get a project done, and there is sort of some fudge room that I have in there, but I do like to step back and see it perfected. And if someone comes in and says, you might want to change that, or I'm open to suggestion, usually. Sometimes I'm like, this is perfect and it's right, and you're not going to tell me any other way.
Or it's good enough for you.
Good,
for
yeah,
it's met
good
your
enough
standard.
for what it is, and I don't want to get back into it. So, but most of the time I'm pretty open.
It's like it's done.
Yeah,
moving
we're
on.
done. We're moving on. I got other things to do. You can look at it all you want. I don't care. But what I like that it's important to me to perfect our relationships. It really
Oh, right.
bothers
That's a
me
good
when
insight.
there's not we're not good. Like if there's something wrong with my
You feel it.
husband or
Sure.
or a friend or something, I really want to fix that
Yeah.
immediately and have a good flowing, perfect relationship for what it is. So that's
good
important
insight.
to me.
Yeah, I think that's probably. I'm glad you brought that
Yeah.
out, because I think that's true for all of us. So
Yeah.
thank you for putting words to that.
Time is the thing for me.
Okay.
I,
So you have a preference for you can see it.
I can see it, and I know that things are better when they're the best they can be. But
And that's
making
all
the time-
qualified, best they can, who
Yeah.
creates that? Who says what's the best?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Obviously,
Exactly.
some things are just, there's efficiency that can be measured more
Exactly.
readily in
Right.
some functions in life and not so much in
Right.
others. So
Right.
it's relative.
Right. But this is how I decided my secondary, by the way, is realizing that for me, I can walk away from something and not come back to it if I can't perfect it the way I think in my mind and my idea. If I can't perfect that idea, I can leave it for a long time. I don't feel the need to just finish it, whatever, and compromise. So I realized that the secondary 4 would trump the 3 in my life.
Yeah.
With the results. But nevertheless, I do have to make time and schedule time to be in the right track, to give it the attention it needs to be perfected to my own standard, to what I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
And what works for me.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, well, I've just had a delightful experience through these 4 videos. I hope I sense you've enjoyed yourselves Everybody
Learned
learned
a
something.
lot.
Yes,
It's
yes.
amazing.
No, this is like energy profiling school.
Yes, for
101.
me. Yes, this is great.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Each of you has shared such great insights and personal examples, and we know that in our intent to support you, it's been supportive. And thank you for watching, and we'd love to have you share in the comments the things you've learned, because it's an ongoing study and an ongoing understanding with this beautiful body of work called energy profiling that we've been gifted to help bless our lives. Thanks for watching our series.